talk to you. Wrestling friends coming out of the city. House of bad, talking up, hoping now that you hit it. We jumping off the top rope, smack down, you gon' feel this. Yeah, we standing on business, This gas so loud, got you tapping when you hit it, But I ain't never no credit though. I'm just talking my shit, man, it's something that you need to know. It don't matter who you are, it don't matter if you big or you small. This shit for the culture, nigga. This shit for y'all. It don't matter who you are, it don't matter if you big or you small. This shit for the culture, nigga. This shit for y'all.
What's up, wrestling friends? Here we are with another episode. Today, walking into the House of Bat, we have
Rafael Quintero.
So we're here today at Heat in the Night, CSW show out in Franklin Park, Illinois. With Rafael, we've been, you've had a pretty big week.
Yes.
I want to say you've had a pretty big year in general.
Thank you.
From what I can see, I mean, it seems like you've been at as many places as possible.
Yeah.
But the way I like to start it is we're going to go with age and how long you've been wrestling.
I'm 24 years old, and I've been wrestling exactly for 2 years and 5 months.
Pretty new, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's pretty new into the industry. So let's dive in a little bit. Said only 2 years. I mean, last year you did a CMLL show,
yes,
right? It was here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. How was that? You know, give the fans a little bit of some prior knowledge to it.
Yeah, so Galley is a promotion that I work for here straight out of Chicago, Illinois, Villa Park area. They had a collab show with CMLL and basically had a show in Chicago. They were trying to bring La Arena de Mexico to Chicago, and for the culture and for the people to come see that, you know, they can't go to Mexico, come see that, so they're going to see the beautiful of CMLL that like just AEW recently had, and it's bringing that basically to Chicago, which I think they exactly did that. So we had a show. We were the first match after the pre-show match, but still, it was a really cool experience. And to be there with the ref of CMLL and to come out with the entrance and get our music playing and stuff, I think it was awesome. It was such a beautiful feeling, and like seeing all the people there, toda mi gente mexicana, nomás ahí soportando. So it was really cool. It was beautiful, man. It was really sick.
So I mean, you're Mexican, right?
Yes.
So I'm sure that kind of hit home a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, talk to us about that. You know, how did that feel to really be a representative, especially in Chicago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How was that for you?
It was awesome, man. My family doesn't get to see me as much because they live like pretty far away from here, far away from here. So I'm all alone out here. So like sometimes like you miss home, you know. So like seeing them come, like seeing like people from like obviously like from my race and everything, it's beautiful because it reminds me of like my mom, and my mom were to see me. So I think it's awesome to perform in front of like people that are from my background, because I think it's a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a different feeling.
No, I completely understand that. I feel like, especially in that Latino culture,
yes,
like
100%.
It hits home. You know what I mean? I 100% get you on that. So, all right. Well, that was about a year ago. Earlier this week, you had a match in AEW against Okada.
Yes.
I know that's a fan favorite. How was that?
Man, that was awesome. That was like my second time doing extra work for AEW, and when I was told I was going to wrestle Okada, I was kind of in shock. I thought they were just joking around with me, and they were like, no, man, that guy right there with the 3 belts, you're going to wrestle him, and I was like, oh, no way, and dude, that was a dream come true. I feel like I'm the only indie wrestler that has Okada as on their cage match and as like someone that they wrestled, and I think, well, this whole week's been chaotic and crazy, man, but like to be able to say I wrestled Okada is pretty wild, because this dude just went from wrestling the bout machine Kenny Omega to wrestling me, and I'm just like, to me, I'm just a nobody from Chicago, but that's so cool, man, and my phone has been blowing up since, so I think it's really cool.
Dude, I was watching AEW, and we had this scheduled and everything, and you came, came from commercial, and you were in the ring, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, completely sick. Caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Definitely, on my part, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was really great to see you out there in the same ring as Okada. I mean, I kind of feel like that speaks volumes to your work ethic. You know what I mean? That's great to see, especially as another Latino.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, let's go back a little bit. Talk to us. You said only about 2 years you've been wrestling. How'd you get into wrestling?
So, long story short, because I always tell this story, it's so fucking long, but like... So I was actually a sponsored BMX rider. I was BMXing for 6 years of my life. I chose to move out of my parents' house because my roommate, which is my best friend for like 6 years, shout out Kyler, he basically was about to move out. because he was going to finish his last year of college, so I decided to go with him so he didn't have to roommate with some random person. We ended up getting an apartment, moved out of my parents' house. 1 year in DeKalb, and then from there we wanted to get closer to the BMX scene. At this point, I was kind of very popping in the BMX scene, and we wanted to get to Chicago because it's more out there, and I'd probably get sponsored at that time because I wasn't sponsored yet. I got sponsored by Let's Roast, shout out them, and from there I was getting hooked up by Merit. I was doing a lot of competitions, and just not at competitions, but like jams, and I was getting a lot of free stuff from winning that, and it was just really cool, and that was my life, man. I really just want to become a pro BMX rider. I've always wanted to become a pro at something, or at least I guess use my talent to the greatest, because I feel like if God gave me this talent, I want to become that, and I want to reach for the sky. I feel like my whole life I've always been told, like, I feel like from my culture it's always kind of like, well, you have to go work and do this, and I didn't want to do that, and I always wanted to break
above the stigma, bro.
I wanted to break
man.
Well, the generational curse, and that's been something that I live by 100% every day. So yeah, I was chasing that, and then one day, I think this was towards my end of my career, I kind of didn't want to be a BMX anymore. I was losing the love for the sport, especially because we moved out here. I was so far from home, and I realized that the fun part about BMXing was being with my friends, and those of my friends were all gone. They were far away, so I was kind of like, I don't like doing this anymore. I've always wanted to become a wrestler, and had one talk with my roommate, and that conversation was, I was flexing, or I think I was just messing around and going like, man, one day I'm going to take my mom out, and I'm going to buy her a house. And my roommate asked me a question that I've never even asked myself, and he said, how are you going to do that? And I knew right off the bat, my first response was like, well, it's not going to be BMX, because I'm going to be a broke man BMXing. That's more for me. And that was the day I knew, like, I think I need to do something else. And my roommate was like, man, I think you should pursue wrestling, man, because I was talking about it, and he was like, I feel like you'd be good at that. And ever since then, that conversation changed everything. So I always say, shout out my friend Kyler. He's been one dude that took me out from living. I would have never moved out of my parents' house, because I feel like in my culture, my mom would have never kicked me out. Man, I could have been 30,
right,
fucking grown-ass man with kids living at my mom's house. And like, my roommate let me get out of my shell, and I ended up out here in Chicago, and I'm far from home, but like I'm chasing my dreams. So I think that's like a beautiful thing. Like I was just in AEW on TV, and like to be able to like text my mom and be like, yo, tune in to HBO Max, or you're gonna see me, is really cool to say, especially from a kid who comes from like from nothing, you know, a kid that was supposed to be just a construction worker and having
just
a normal
another
life.
no, I get that 100%, dude.
Yeah.
You mentioned DeKalb. Is that where you're like from?
No, I'm actually from the Belvedere area. A lot of people don't know this, but I was born in Virginia.
Oh shit.
So
okay, yeah.
I'll make the story very fast. But, like, my mom crossed the border when she was like 9 months pregnant with me, and my 10-year-old sister holding hands. She actually passed out at one point. My sister had to drag her by her foot, and I was in her stomach at that moment. She met up with my dad because he was already crossed. He was already working over here in Virginia. I ended up being born there. They separated. They came to Belvedere because all my like family members already immigrated at that time. So then I grew up in Belvedere and Rockford area my whole life until I was 21, and then I moved out.
Damn, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Honestly, political aside, shout out all the immigrants, man. Because really, this country ain't what it is without them.
100%.
Man, that's a great story to hear. Trust me, I didn't even expect that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it 100%.
Questions
though,
like
man.
that. I feel like people.
No, dude. I
want to talk about that more.
Of course, dude. 100%. And I mean, to see you at AEW, to see you, right? I mean, even tonight, match with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's big. At least to me, I think that's a big.
Yeah, 100%. It's a really big match.
So let's talk about that tonight. I mean, how was it with Mustafa in the ring?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a little promo after. He said, "I'll see you again at some time." I mean, the match, I think, fucking fire.
Yeah.
So, you know, how did you feel about it?
It was awesome, man. I loved it. I think I went from wrestling Okada on a Wednesday to wrestling Mustafa Ali on a Friday, and I think that's awesome. And I feel like all my peers and all my friends are like, you don't know how, like, that's a crazy ass lifestyle, dog. And I am very blessed for every person I've met and everyone that's helped me get here. So yeah, shout out to all of them. And yeah, I got exactly what I thought I would get out of wrestling Mustafa Ali, and I'd love to do it again, man. It was an awesome match. I feel like the whole crowd kind of stopped just to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't think no one was on their phone. If they're on their phone, it was more to record the match. So,
I was on my phone strictly to record it, strictly to get some footage.
Yeah, I think the crowd got exactly what they wanted, and the fact that before we went out, they announced it as like a spectacular match, because I feel like that was a match that drew people to be like, I want to go see these dudes wrestle. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and I want to say shout out your roommate because he pointed you in the right direction.
Yeah,
I 100% think it was the right move, man. Yeah. I was out there watching. I've seen you a couple times, Russell. I was at the last show in Elmwood Park when you had the cage match.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fire. I haven't had a bad experience watching you yet, man. So
yeah.
I appreciate that as a wrestling fan. As a wrestling fan, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad to hear that, that those emotions are just running so high. Let's kind of talk about just CSW in general.
Yeah.
How long have you been with CSW specifically, and what's that experience been like?
I've been wrestling at CSW. I train at their school. That's where I started wrestling at the Chicago Style Wrestling Academy under Steve Boz, and Jason Hades is my trainer, and Axel Rico as well. They both train me, and I've been out there since day one, man. I started training with Gally recently, just now, so like that's 2 years in my career. But that's where I come from, and CSW is always my home promotion, forever and always. Them and Gally Lucha Libre is another promotion. I'll always say it's my home promotion because they gave me my first match and debuted me, and have given me the opportunities to wrestle big names from Mexico, and give me opportunities to go to TNA and AEW. So those two companies are my home.
Damn, shout out to them. Honestly, I'm right there with you, man. Shout out to them for real. So, I mean, that's the past. That's the present. What are we looking towards in the future? What's coming up for you? This will probably come out in about a month. Okay. You know what I mean? So, what's going on, let's say, September? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just AAW, Gala Lucha Libre, Chicago Star Wrestling, and any other indie place that you'll probably see me in. I don't know if anything big at the moment, but we're going to keep working hard and do exactly what I've done since day one, is pretend that I just started and I'm really hungry for what I want and what I want, my end goals, and I haven't reached them yet, so I'm not going to stop until I get there.
Awesome, man. That's great to hear. So what I'm going to do, this is actually the first time. I have some merch. Finally, it's taken me some time to get it done. Nathan, please. Take that, man.
And I like it because it's black.
Exactly, dude.
Black, to be honest.
So, here we go. Walk into the House of Bat. House of Bat logo, First person to get it live on camera for our interview. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time to do this with me.
Thank you so much for letting me.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And, as always, gonna shout out to Wrestling Friends. Gonna shout out Down Lucha Lounge. We're gonna shout out Stunners and Stoners. I gotta shout out my person that made the shirts, which is Mad Science Lab out in the south side of Chicago. I appreciate you guys making the content, making the artwork for me, making the shirts for me. You guys did an awesome job. Anything you want to shout out? Anybody want to shout out?
Shout out my roommate Kyler, because I think I always have moments of like I need to practice gratitude and just be grateful for stuff. And just hearing you say like, man, that dude did like a good thing. And shout out my friend Kyler. I think your parents always say like, oh, find friends that are gonna push you.
Right, 100%.
Right. And like I feel like that's one friend who like helped me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So like, shout out that dude, man. He changed my life forever. That dude helped me, like, I remember when I first moved out, I didn't even know how to do, like, my own laundry and shit. So, like, that dude helped me with everything to build my credit and everything, like, personal stuff. But, like, shout out Kyler, man. You changed my life, and I don't think you notice what you've done for me. You legit changed my life from day one, man. Thank you. And thank you to my fans and wrestling. I love wrestling. Thank you. Wrestling is, I always say my biggest motivation is my mom, because I was just raised by my mom my whole life, but also the little kid who had a dream at one point. So that's the person I do it for at the end of the day. So shout out him and thank you.
Fucking love that. That's fucking awesome. All right, as always, follow, subscribe, like, comment, show my man some love on IG. It's going to be in the comments down low or in the description. That's another episode. Thanks, guys.